McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King.
Y'all ain't going to eat yourself.
Not necessarily. We're finna do a video.
Oh, well, you know, if there's going to be a burger, I'm all about Dairy Queen.
Okay. You want to?
I'm all about the $5 meal.
All right, well, we'll bring you one.
And that's the burger and the burger and onion rings and strawberry ice cream.
Strawberry. Onion rings.
Yeah, they give you onion rings.
Okay, I had to hear that. I had to say that again in my head because I was going to get there and not remember that because that's not what I knew. I did not.
Yeah, they have to get in there to give you a choice. They got a mess for $5.
For $5.
And a Coke.
We're not supposed to be having Cokes. They make you fat.
Too many Cokes lately. Way too many Cokes lately. Oh, God. But just, and nothing else they got unless they got a fruit punch or something.
Yep.
Yeah, if they got a fruit punch, I'll take that. Looks like I already told this woman happy birthday, but I may tell her again because I can't remember. Okay, well, y'all gonna make your film. Where y'all gonna make your little film at?
We usually do it in the car because, you know, the house is always a lot of noise in there.
I thought y'all did it in the car anyway.
Because the house is not conducive.
Okay. All right. Well, just I'll be here. Let me know when you get back to y'all at the door.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. All right.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Ain't nobody see.
Why couldn't they have pulled into the...
Right.
Oh, it's already on.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, what do you figure? Why you don't just stop it?
Well, I can't see it because it has a glare. Lord, y'all. See, I don't want the video to see us get hit because there's a stupid truck in the street.
Because we just have no way of knowing.
No, we have to be half out in the street before we can even see.
You got it. All right, well, her, I'm Kay, she's Val, for those who, or Vel, as I like to call her, for those who don't know. I just washed my face and I didn't put on my moisturizer. My skin feels extra tight. You ain't get no lotion.
Yeah, but it's, you know, got flower smells and stuff on it.
I don't mind flowers.
Yeah, my purse is in the bag.
The haves and the have-nots. This episode was actually just not. This episode was actually good. I told my mom, I think I told her twice, which means I meant it, that if we could have just condensed this season from 22 episodes to like 10, and all 10 episodes would have been as good as this one episode, you know, I wouldn't have a problem with Tylisha. But she just drags it on, and it's burdensome. Anyway, we start back off where we left off with Candace being shook because she done opened the floodgates of heaven and let it rain and look upon her dead son's face. And she's crying and screaming and this, that, and the other, and she goes into blaming Hannah. And she's, you know, you did this to spite me, you did this because you don't like me, this, that, and the other. And Hannah is looking like I'm looking. You know, she to me, I saw her give a face of, did I really? Is it possible that I hate my daughter so much that I would have let her son die? And I'm sitting here wondering the same thing. I need answers. But then they go on into, well, Candace goes into, what did I ever do or what have I ever done to you that makes you hate me so much? And I turned to my mom and I said, yeah, what did she do?
Okay.
Because it's just, what
can you do?
I was asking you just now, what could I do that would make you hate me that much?
Yeah, I can't know.
I have to like
puppies off,
kill your mama or something. Like, and then you'd still be just like praying and trying to figure out why. I don't understand.
I might take you to the place to keep that they'll hold you, but I pray for you.
I mean, yeah, you always let me know if you commit a crime, you go into jail, and I'm gonna take you. So I just
don't get in the car.
I just try not to commit those crimes, but I can't fathom anything that would make somebody's mama hate them that much.
She doesn't trust her at all, but she doesn't give her any benefit of the doubt ever.
Like, no, what's none?
I'm finna get bit by a truck.
Possible.
Let me see. Put my foot in it.
Anyway, so Candace goes on into what did I do to make you hate me so much, and there's no earthly soul, you know, that I could ever hate as much as I hate you. And
she was trying to don't say that, but she wasn't really working with Benny at this very moment.
Benny just gets on my nerves.
Benny loves his mama.
Because last week, Benny was ready to square up and swing on Candace for saying, I wish it was you instead of my son. This week, they were going back and forth about how much they hate each other. Benny just standing there to the side.
Yeah, I mean, Benny could get cut. He just stay off. Stay off the side.
I just don't have it to do with Benjamin. He selects when to get rowdy, and it just seems to be the wrong time every time to me. But whatever. So they're going back and forth, and Hannah goes into, well, maybe, okay, so Candace said, you hate me this much, blah, 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 and then Hannah goes into, you know, praying. I'm praying for the baby, blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, do you think I want to pray for the baby? This, that, and the other. And I don't want to talk to God because, you know, we've fallen out right now. And Candace says, you know, so your Lord did this? God is the one. You should have took the street.
I see.
That's why I don't take the freeway.
Focused.
I never, ever take the freeway because of this.
I'm watching this big blue truck. Trying to be, I don't want to meet him or the Lord. Because that truck hit us. Yeah, we're going to be caught up and repent. Therefore.
I don't think I've done anything since I last repented. But, you know.
Just in case, Lord.
But anyway, back to these heathens. They're going into, you know, I don't want to pray because I'm upset with God. And then Hannah goes into, God told me to stop praying for you. And I turned to my mama.
I think I'm going to get off.
I turned to my mama. And my mama also turned to me. And I said, who's God? Not mine. I said, who? Not Jehovah Jireh, my provider. Not Yahweh, not Elohim. Who else? What's all his other names?
It's a bunch of them.
Not my heavenly Father.
You gotta sing the song so you can sing them.
Jehovah
Jireh,
Jehovah, what? Rhea, Jehovah Nissi. All the Jehovah's, honey.
I messed it up.
All the Jehovah's besides Jay-Z. Each and every one of those. Not mine. Heavenly Father. He ain't never called me on my line. He never made my hotline bling and said, hey sis, just go ahead and stop praying for this particular person.
Making street sign.
That's me. He's just never called and said that. And my mother, who is here and can speak for herself, said that he's never called her and told her.
I mean, we all get frustrated with anytime you got children, they will make you either cuss or pray or a combination sometimes. You be trying not to do combinations of cussing and praying. But you know, y'all get so on nerves.
That's all I ever do is cuss.
Then after a while, you have to stop praying for the child so you can pray for you so you can get back to praying for them after a while.
But God don't tap you on your forehead and say, hey sis, stop calling me about this. Don't call me no more. Don't call me ever again about this particular child. Like, God, I just don't think he's going to do that.
I mean, I think God likes us and he'll talk to us if we want to talk. I just feel like that.
And even if you don't, he'll just turn your radio station down and you can keep praying all you want to, but he's just not going to, you know, be bothered with that. But I don't think he's
I said, wait, boo. That's what he said. Look, Lord. Be quiet now.
I don't think he's
meditate on my word. Read. He said, read. That's what he said.
What did he say, sis?
Read.
Read your Bible. Anyway.
I got the beat.
This is gonna be a long one. So anyway, it took us 2 hours to watch the show last night. So if that's any indication, but it always takes us 2 hours. Yeah. Because we have to pause and pontificate.
Say what the word?
But yeah, God just has never called me. He's never called my mother.
Get comfortable chairs. We'll do it when we're watching them sometime. We have to get us some comfortable chairs.
Yeah, I would like to do that. But again, you would have to get comfortable chairs.
That chair, it was a goodbye.
I hated it from the moment you brought it into the house.
It doesn't sit good.
It's ugly too.
It matches my carpet.
Ugly.
It matches my rug.
Ugly.
Excuse me, it's not the carpet, it's the rug.
It's ugly.
I'm gonna send it to your house.
Ugly. You can send it to my house. You know where it'll be?
In the room you don't sit in?
In the garage.
I'm gonna put the chair in the garage.
I bet I will.
You used a chair that was much more icky than that at the old house.
That was a legendary chair. This chair, I don't know this chair.
And this is,
I grew up with the other chair.
Like, the other chair won't stab you. This chair won't stab you.
I just put a towel right on the armrest and that was that. You just will never. Yeah. I grew up with
and
that chair.
The chair belongs to someone who won't come pick it up.
Because it's mine.
That was yours. Is it? Did you tell them? No, I'm talking about the pink chair.
Oh, what chair are you talking about? Oh,
Bibi gave me the pink chair.
Right. That's the one I was talking about. Oh, you're talking about the old...
The off-white chair.
Off-white, kind of yellow now.
The chair is only $200. Excuse me.
Sorry.
Madam.
I was saying I gotta cook people or something, so don't worry about it, because I gotta cook anyway.
Oh, I see. You're on our video. Sounds good. You're a part of the video now.
Oh, okay.
So you don't need anything?
No, I'll just go on and because I gotta cook.
Oh, well, my husband was cooking.
Yeah, my head is killing me, but I'm gonna go and get it done.
Well, try to get somewhere and get still.
Yeah, do y'all finish the video up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
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 So back to this. Candace then goes into, after, you know, Hannah made up, God told me to stop praying for you. She made that up. It's fallacy. Hello. My throat said, never mind.
I want my grandma.
Go to her house.
Okay, I might do that. Gigi.
It's like you don't have a vehicle and can't ride over there.
Within 5 minutes.
You are within 5 minutes. I'm personally not in the mood, but you know, I'll endure. I'm just
She's a little hurricane. Go ahead. Her name is Irma.
I knew you were. I was waiting on you to finish your sentence because you just want the girls to know that your grandmother's name is Irma. The hurricane going around's name is Irma.
It left the state today. You see, we got sun.
That's lovely.
Continue.
All right.
Oh, 50 cents today?
I don't eat that. You know, I found a bug in my ocean water. Do you know I went to Rally's last week? You see I'm upset.
I see.
I went to Rally's last week and I opened the top of that beverage that I had drank half of. I found a hair, a bug, and a piece of lettuce in my beverage.
Now, did you take a picture of it and put it on social media?
I was so disgusted that I couldn't.
Yeah, we need to start busting folk out.
Like,
just
girl,
busting them, BUSSing them.
And I go there all the time. They know me there. Like, it's not like, you know, I've mistreated anybody in there and it was like...
No, that's just trifling. That's just
like,
trifling. That wasn't personal. That was trifling.
Either way, though, I feel like trifling is personal. Because what would possess you to be trifling?
Some people are just trifling. Some
people
have no home training. These are the people that go into the hospital and don't wash their hands at the bathroom or anywhere. So get to the hospital anywhere and don't wash your hands going to the bathroom.
I just
want to spread disease and filth. Wash your hands. We're trying to live here.
I can't.
Somebody's immune system is terrible and you come up with your little nasty self. Don't touch stuff. Wash your hands.
Anyway, speaking of trifling, back to Hannah making up these lies about the Lord. So Candace said something that was real logical to me. If anybody had ever said anything like that to me, Candace said, well, if this how your God be acting, sis, I don't want him. Keep him. Because I don't need that in my life. I've already got too much trouble and drama. And you telling me that the Lord done killed my son because of some foolery that I've done? No, I can't get with that. No, don't want him. I'm not getting saved ever. It sounded logical to me. I couldn't be mad at Candace. I couldn't say, well, come on down. Now, see, if this is what Rick Fox would have said over on Greenleaf, then I could see why he don't go to church no more. But for him to say that the pastor just told him we don't question God, that's just not enough for me.
Well, he was already on the brink.
If somebody had told him that God personally killed his wife, then maybe I could see not going to church.
He came down.
From above. Driving the car. They're wrecked in the, like something like that. I could see. But anyway. And so Candace eventually gets to, we're not going to have a funeral at all. We just gonna cremate the boy.
So you gonna burn him up just because you mad at your mom?
Well, I think I agree because she can cremate the boy and have his remains with her. I don't know where she gonna put his remains because she ain't got a house.
You know, you put one of them. You get you some jewelry and you put a little bit in the jewelry. But I'm gonna keep with the earrings and the necklaces and stuff. I'm just gonna keep with those types of things. I'm not gonna carry no cremation.
Since where are we going?
We're going because now we don't have to go to Grandma's house. I'm going to a pretty park area. Because if I go park at a business, then they'll think I'm like trying to rob it or something, and I don't have no gun. So
you're doing too much.
Oh look, somebody done knocked over the
I was here when it happened.
Were you?
Yeah, she just right on up into the side, and I was like, what a shame.
Was she coming from this way, or was she already over there?
She was coming from this direction. I guess she was turning, turning in that way, and
this way we're turning now.
From the opposite direction, but turning in. And yeah, she got right on in there, hit the sign. And then couldn't move her car anymore because it got the metal from the sign got up under the car. It was terrible.
Extra spirit?
I was late to work, so I just glanced and kept it moving.
I feel like she gonna be all right.
Since she was driving to the hospital, maybe there was an emergency and she was driving quickly or something like that.
Was the ground wet at least?
Maybe.
Okay. Because that's way off the street.
But if you're turning in, like we're turning in now, then, she may have just kind of accidentally kept straight or something. Who cares, sis? She wasn't dead. She was all right. I saw her. She all right. Anyway. Where am I? Okay, so they discussed the remains. And we gonna burn the baby. Let me take a step back and say, First of all, let me say, why did you park like this?
Because I can.
And then let me take a step back and say, she looked at the baby and then she proceeded to say, he's so gray. And then opened the casket back up. And the child was just, he was plump and full of life and he only had a little bitty nick. Stop staring at me. On his forehead. It was just a little scrape. I've had worse. From falling off my bike, you've messed up my judge. It's just, I just didn't understand what we were doing with that.
Well, I thought it was a bad choice of words to say that the child was gray, even though that's something that does happen. But the problem is, now we're looking for him to be
just
gray.
Put some
so
cremation number 5.
Well, I mean, just don't say it.
Either don't say it or do it.
Because we're actually looking for that look, sadly, that many of us have seen.
I mean, I wasn't looking for it, but when she said
If you're gonna make it up, you need to make it up.
And it's like, hey, that don't go together.
But then, you know, they're supposed to put color makeup on you so you don't look like that. But sometimes
It never turns out.
every now and then.
The boy was just plump and alive.
Thank you, Jesus.
And I'm grateful for it. But still, showing us
Little
these.
tiny actor in the casket. That's terrible.
Would you rather them have gotten a grown man to be his body double?
Why they have to do funeral home scene in the first place? You know how they do.
So the girls could fight in there.
They can fight anywhere.
They didn't have to open the casket. But you know, that's another check for the baby, so praise God.
Well, yeah, okay.
Anyway. So Candace is taking, you know, she's taking the boy, he's gonna be cremated, this, that, the other. Benny says, you know, let's stop her, let's try to blah blah blah. Now Catherine is here, so they square up and stare at each other. And I stared at them like,
y'all. Cause okay, look.
what is we doing?
So you, one a hoe, one a wife. This is not the day for her.
But this ain't even got nothing to do with Jim, so why are we fighting at all today?
Right. Because, I mean, why would you fight over Jim?
Who would fight over?
Jim don't want either one of y'all, for real. He just want what he wants.
He want Candace more than he want Catherine.
Well, I mean, he wants sex. He want money from Catherine. He want what he want from me, but he don't want them.
I'm ready for him to, you know, go up yonder, well, down yonder, to be with his Lord.
You gonna send him down?
Where would he go, sis? He's not going to heaven, because if I get up there and I see Jim Cryer, I'm leaving.
Are you going to cry?
I'm going to leave.
You gonna get your keys?
When I get to heaven and I swipe my key and I walk through the gate, if I see Jim Cryer up there, I'm going to swipe my key, walk back through the gate, and come on back to earth and live some more, because I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
Well,
I'm not having it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he there, so don't even take your key out. I'm gonna stay on here.
We need to do your eyebrows.
Oh my God, my eyebrows are just, they've gone to the seed, as the old people say.
You are the old people. Anyway, so they square up, and it's just, it was annoying. And then they walk on out. Catherine goes into, I can call a judge and have this, that, and the other because you had custody. And I'm still sitting here like, I vaguely remember Catherine, you know, having some papers drawn up for the girl to have custody, but she still stole this baby from the hospital.
The state got it. That's the state's baby.
That was the state's son. So for you to kidnap the state's son,
seems like the state would be coming to prosecute.
seems like that. And then also, it seems like you would not be blaming Candace for his death because he was supposed to be at the hospital and then in foster care. And then you swing back around, pick him up, take him to the hotel where he immediately met his demise. It's just kind of Hannah's fault. Because she went to Ward to try to talk to Ward. Ward and them followed her back to the hotel, shot up the hotel. So the immediate death of Lil Quincy is Hannah's fault. The long-term, you know, effects of this it's kind of Candace's issue. But the immediate cause of death, I'm giving it to Hannah.
And I still can't figure out how Hannah didn't get a nick.
Not a scratch, not a fragment. She didn't get a splinter.
A graze. That wasn't gonna work. If you got the baby, you call yourself holding the baby, and the bullet that killed him didn't hit you.
What they really could have went with, and I know Tyler Perry's probably going to be watching a couple videos to see where he can take this next season. So I hope you're watching, Tyler, because I've got this for you. What we can go back and say, because you know you can go back, because don't nobody believe anything you saying on the show anyway. So you can backpedal all you want to, because it's just nothing makes sense. Backpedal and let the girls know that the official cause of death was a heart attack. Quincy got scared, his heart wasn't strong because he had that infection, he had a heart attack, he died. That's what you needed to have said instead of he got shot in his head when his grandmama was standing where the bullets were flying.
And she did not get nothing.
He had a weak heart due to the infections from his back or something like that. The infections got in his bloodstream, messed up his heart, he had a heart attack. Why we couldn't just do that? But this is Tyler. That's why.
Because you know Tyler probably isn't just right anymore, but he's not proofreading.
Quality control.
Mm.
hire me, Tyler, and I will have this laid out for you. I keep telling people, if you want to make up a story, a lie, just call me. I don't do it in my personal life, but I can make up a good story for you. What are you doing? Name 2 lies I've told.
I ain't gotta have 2.
Name 1.
But you don't tell no stories.
Right, because I don't have time. I just feel like I'm gonna give you the truth, because you tell a lie,
you gotta remember.
It's not even a matter of remembering, because I can remember a lie. That's not an issue for me. The issue is
I just don't tell enough of them to keep
I have
it up.
to keep up the charade. It's not remembering the lie, but it's when you lie, you have to put a certain emotion into it, and I just don't have too many emotions. I've got like 2, so I can, but I don't want to put in the energy of having to convey the emotion that goes with the lie. But I can write them for you. So just call me and give me a job, Tyler. Back to this. Because we've been on this way too long.
No way.
Let's slide over to Melissa and Veronica. Melissa is at the house. She's lethargic and just basically me in a nutshell. Veronica comes in and is giving, you're lethargic and you're just laying here and you're sloppy in your hood and your ghetto and this and that. And it's like factual. And then she goes into, have you eaten? Are you taking care of that baby? And Melissa clearly hasn't eaten because the sandwich was right there on the table, the tray. So Veronica picks up the sandwich with her bare hands, her unwashed bare hands, and tries to proceed to give Melissa to eat this sandwich. Now, if it were me, I would have said, now sis, I don't know where your hands have been. You could have lifted your wig and been scratching your scalp and then put the wig back down, came in here and grabbed the sandwich. I'm just not going to be able to do it. She didn't say all that because she didn't have the energy. I've been there. Veronica proceeds to like slap her in the forehead with the sandwich, tell her she gonna eat, tell her, you know, you should have had Jeffrey over here by now, this, that, and the other. Men don't have brains, we're their brains. My mama said, where's your man? I said, with his other brain. It's just all of that was going on. And Melissa said, I can't make a man do something he don't want to do, especially a gay one. And
he don't even like girls.
Like, I mean, I personally have enough of the pull and the juice to persuade gay men to acquiesce to a lot of my whims, but that's because we're good girlfriends. Melissa could have taken that route. Well, she tried to take that route, and Jeffrey wasn't receptive.
Yeah, because she was trying to take care of her daddy, but her daddy gone now. She about don't care because she said her daddy and the other girl is her mom is just like Veronica, but with no money
and disabled somehow. What's the disability? This is why Melissa came back, because I need to get to the root of Doris's disability, Judge Lynn Toller's disability. Anyway, so she said her son was gay. Veronica took the sandwich, threw it at the girl. And I said she probably didn't eat the sandwich because she don't like mayo or something. You ain't asked her what kind of sandwich she wanted. But anyway, she threw the sandwich and said, don't you ever say that word in relation to my son. And I'm saying, like, but sis, he's gay. So
he told you he's gay.
He told you he's gay. Candace told you he's gay. Melissa told you he's gay. Catherine told you. Catherine told you. Wyatt said it. Jim said it. God said it. That settles it. So I just don't have time.
That's all. You don't pray, so we know you didn't hear God, but everybody else.
But he said it, and that settles it. So I can't be. That is my jam, to be honest. Because when the praise team gets, God said it. That's.
You've been missing it. You've been missing it.
But that's all right.
Come on to praise and worship class.
I can listen to it on my phone.
You don't have it.
I can find it on my phone.
We don't know who did it.
Or I can sing it myself.
We got that from
praise,
Tristan.
praise the Lord.
But you don't have the drum beat and stuff.
Praise.
Our drummer's pretty good these days.
I don't know who that is.
His name is Paul Jr., but that's not what they call him. They call him by his middle name. I can't remember it though. Brother Robinson.
Okay, we're going to charge it to your head and not your heart.
He's a sweet boy.
Outside of you. Anyway. So the point is, Jeffrey is a homosexual, and I just don't understand why Veronica can't find a nice, rich man for Jeffrey to go with. Like,
because there are some gay rich men.
Lots of them. Loads. I mean, they are just everywhere. But anyway, because they love fashion and design and makeup and things, and the girls will pay for that. But anyway, let's see. Wyatt is walking through the park with Anna. I didn't have time for it. One of the fathers, for some reason, decided to split the pole, walk straight through Anna and Wyatt and brushing Wyatt's shoulder. And I'm just like, what?
Why couldn't you go on the outside and brush him?
Why he couldn't just go around? But then he was turned all around. I was like, are you looking at Wyatt or are you looking at Anna? And then I'm thinking, is this the very same priest that did all that foolery to Wyatt back in the day? Is this that one particular priest?
I broke his neck looking and couldn't think no more.
And I was just like, what is going on? And then Wyatt didn't want to go to the fire station no more. That's that on that. Because I don't have time. Jim, we're going to go ahead and get him out of the way. I don't have the time. Candace is trying to get back into her hotel room. I don't understand how Candace is able to freely walk in and out of this hotel down to the funeral home and carry on and not have been arrested by now. I don't understand. But
you know, it's been 1 day for 4 weeks.
But just a moment ago, the police were raiding her room. And asked Charles and them, y'all seen her? So, but whatever. She walks on up there. She can't get into the room. The key card isn't working. Jim is trying to figure out, is your key card working? And it's just clear it's not working. And he walks all the way up on her and gives her, well, come on down to my room because you owe me a lot of sexual favors because I gave you all this money.
That baby needs a slip on right there. The sun shone.
Well, I missed it.
And it was not all right.
Okay, well, call it. You want me to roll down the window?
She's right there, ain't she?
She's right there.
Y'all feel like it.
If you ain't gonna be shaded to their face, you don't be shaded behind
that baby don't know. That people don't understand that slips are very important. Slips are very important. They give you a finish. That's just like a finishing powder.
Well, you're gonna have to holler before she closes the store.
That can't be hollering now.
Because you ain't about that life. She needed a girdle too.
Yeah, she
but
did.
I didn't think about
That's
that until she closed the door because I'd have told her. Anyway.
Yeah.
And
I'll just get you a looser dress so you can't tell all your business. And I know when you have to get your numbers up, go up, we're feeling that, but if it'll make you look overall better, go on and get that next size. But don't fill it out. Then we're going to go walking and stuff. That's what I'm going to do. Because I got to get I got some outfits that I can't wear because they fit like that.
And if you were ever wondering where the rambling part of the Rambling Reviews came from, it's genetic. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Goodness. Back to this. He goes into, you owe me, you know, all of this and that and the other. And she's like, oh, why is you here? And he goes into, Ward's looking for you. She said, Ward's dead. He know, how you know? I just know. And then they start talking about what inadvertent murders. And she says that Ward killed my son, and he says, oh, that's a shame, and you know, I know what it feels like to have lost a child recently. And she says I ain't had nothing to do with that, and I just really believe she didn't have anything to do with that. I feel like that's another thing that's Jim's fault, because Catherine told Jim, we need to take this girl on back to the hospital because she ain't doing well. Jim said, no, that's your fault, Jim. But okay, we're gonna blame Candace. Who else?
Candace.
Yeah. So he's going on about that, and she said, I ain't had nothing to do with the murder of your son. Did you have, I mean, your daughter, did you have something to do with the murder of my son? He's like, how could I have? It would take expert marksmanship to have someone shoot your son around your mom. And I'm saying, like, you've got too many details. You've got way too much information here.
This is when you have your little switchblade right like under your bra strap or something. You just put it, yeah, right here.
Like the microphones in the Tyler Perry plays, it just be dangling right down your forehead. Just have your blade under there, just whoosh.
You know too much. You must be involved.
You had to have done this. And he kind of alludes and says, you know, he didn't, it was an inadvertent murder, something. And I'm just like,
look, Wars wasn't.
No, that was on purpose. He's intentional. Never fail.
What Mama what's her face? Never fail.
Mama Rose.
Mama Rose.
All things
herself.
Well, she's gruff, honey. She's gruff.
Ooh, she's a thug. So I guess you gotta have thugs.
But she will never.
Like, Grandma.
This new Mama Rose, because this a whole different woman from the first one. This one, she wears her Maybelline because she might not have been born with it. Anyway.
I might be a thug, but you won't catch me out like right now. I got no lipstick on. I ran out. I was used to it someone earlier. I ain't gonna be Mama Rose.
Thank God for that.
Maybe.
Let me see. Candace, for some reason, is sitting down in the lobby where all these other people are. Like, they just haven't seen on TV that this young lady is wanted for murder, but she's just casually sitting down there. Okay. Veronica comes and she plops down and she's like, hey sis, we got some officers outside waiting to take you in. And I said, why they don't just come in? Why? Are they like vampires? They got to be invited in before they come? I don't. It's a public place.
They're waiting for dark.
It's a hotel. You don't need a warrant.
Under some dark.
Swinging upside down like bats.
Well, yeah. Hotels are kind of private.
Public.
They're kind of private.
They're public.
They're owned by corporations and people and things.
They're public. You can walk into a hotel lobby and arrest somebody.
It's friendly. It's friendly.
So why they don't just come in? She's talking about, we got 4 officers waiting outside for you. Da, 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 da. Like, okay.
She's a little woman. Why you need 4 police?
Well, you might need 4 police because
she gonna do Angelina Jolie?
She might. She's got on that trench coat.
That's because she's pregnant.
She's got the trench coat on like Angelina, and like Beyonce in the Ring the Alarm music video when, you know, she had them 2 officers on either side and she was kicking and swinging. So they might have saw the outfit and said, we need backup. Back to this. Veronica goes into, I know you and Erica have a plan for David, this, that, and the other. She said, hey, you know that? Because Veronica mentioned that she was, you know, the bottom hoe or something like that. She said, hey, you know. She said, I bugged the room. I sent her flowers. Candace said, she threw out the flowers. She said, well, you know, hood girls like you can never resist a nice vase. I said, logistically, if somebody sends me something that I think is bugged, something like flowers, I'm going to assume that the bug is on the thing that's not the flowers. Flowers will wilt. It's just not, it's not smart to put the camera or the mic or anything on the flowers themselves. It should be on the vase. What kind of hoe is Erica? She's not a good one. She's not the best one. But anyway, apparently she had a camera on the vase, and this is what I don't understand. If
she said in it, that's what got me. I said, it must not be one of them red ones.
Okay, I don't know. The point is, how can you ensure that when she brought the vase back into the room, the camera would be pointing in an appropriate direction for you to know, see what's going on? Because she was finished showing Candace a video. So logistically, it just doesn't come together. Especially if the camera was in the vase. It just doesn't. Unless it's one of those 360 cameras, but I don't think they make them in itty bitty like that. Back to this. So Veronica wants to team up with Candace and get her right, exactly, and get her plan, figure out the plan, and work with that. And I'm just like, for why, sis? For why? Like, what's the point? And Candace is like, I'll never help you, blah blah blah. And then she goes into, you know, arrest her, and the officers pick her up and blah. Let's see. Oh, and I forgot to mention that Punk, Jennifer Hudson's baby daddy that's been engaged to her for like a smooth decade, but they ain't got married. And I'm just like, what is...
But you know what's gonna happen. The right fella gonna come and she gonna marry him next month.
Probably. But like, why? What I don't understand, because I personally don't want to get married myself.
That's called a filler.
Which is why if someone proposed, I would not accept the engagement, because that means we're working towards marriage.
Whoops. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put this on quiet. Hello?
Did you throw up in the tub? Oh no, I washed my hair. I'm coming back to clean it.
Okay. She said, what in the world is that? Okay, she said, yeah, she'll be back. She'll get it when she gets back. Hair something, probably conditioner.
It's red conditioner.
Yeah, the conditioner from the red stuff. Yeah. Okay. Bye. You thinking you're gonna have to go to the hospital?
I'm drained. Unlike the tub.
Like the tub.
Like, sis, why the water won't go down?
I don't know.
Like,
I'll hit it one time with the stuff.
Because I'm sick of it.
I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'll hit it one time.
Like, I took a shower and the water was up to my calf. I can't. Low calf, but still.
But it's not your hair. You know what I'm saying?
It's not my hair. I detangle before I get in the shower, so my hair won't be in the tub like that. There may be a strang or two, but it ain't. I'm not dropping globs of hair down the thing. And that's never been my MO.
Yeah, we use the heavy one.
I just
Is the light one in there?
I think we're out.
Okay.
But back to this, because we're almost an hour in. What? Anyway, yeah, Punk arrested Candace. Justin and Jeffrey are in the room. Justin is still giving, she's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. She ain't going to do it. And I'm just like, why would you not take the necessary precautions anyway? It just doesn't make sense. But Jeffrey's like, yeah, she's going to do it. Then he calls his father, and his father says, well, don't go to the courthouse, because then she's going to do it. And Jeffrey's like, okay, yeah, sure, I won't go to the courthouse. And
Jeffrey gets on my nerves with that.
Each and every one of these niggas get on my nerves. All of them.
And she was done.
But we hadn't got there yet. So you're going to hold your music.
Okay.
Hold on. We on our way. We inching towards it. But Veronica slides a note under Jeffrey's door that says, I know he's in there. For some reason, they felt the need to come out of the room. And as Veronica's walking down the hall, stop her and prove that he was in there. And Veronica goes into, it's too late now. You know, enough of that dialogue, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, somebody call Tyler Perry and tell him enough of the dialogue. Can Veronica call you down to Tyler Perry Studios and say, the time now is done for dialogue because you give us too much. But I can't talk because I'm giving a lot today. And she says, what's done is done. I'm doing it, blah, 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 blah. Justin snatches her up, grabs her by her elbow. She goes into, grab my $4,000 suit, girl. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, this girl thing is so tired. It was all right the first time. Let it slide the second time. By the third time, I was done. And by now, I'm just sick of it. What are you doing?
Sitting here looking at you talk.
Then she goes on into, what you gonna do, girl? Shoot me with your little gun. I'll show you how much Black Lives Matter. And I said,
She is like over the top.
I just didn't need it.
Because see, now, Real Thug ain't got nearly that much to say. And doesn't nearly do as much of their own stuff. Not on TV.
Not
and you're rich?
Not anywhere.
You rich. You doing all your own dirty work.
Every bit of it.
Oh, no.
The only thing she didn't do herself.
Black jobs matter. You need to get somebody a job.
The only thing she did not personally do was shoot Maggie Day.
Well, she
had Jim do that.
Yeah.
Jim's fella or whatever. But anyway, she goes on into Black Lives Matter, and I'm just sick of the girls throwing that in their shows just all willy-nilly and about nothing. It's just tired. Let the girls who are actually protesting and doing something do that. But throwing it in the show because a police officer grabbed your elbow, it just wasn't needed. It just didn't have to be. But anyway,
perpetuating stereotypes.
I just didn't have time, and it's annoying because this is somebody who is provoking Justin. Basically, she's a provoker, and then she wants to go in and throw out Black Lives Matter, and it's like, sis, but you
ain't nobody bothering your life but you.
Like, you can live in your house by yourself. You can have you a whole nother man if you want to. You can go buy you a whole nother son if you want to. So I don't understand
your obsession with this one. This one's gay. Go get you a new one.
Like, go get you a new one. Anyway,
go down to the church. Somebody always needs
not at the church, honey. Not at the church.
Well,
she's probably not gonna find a straight son at the church.
Yeah, you can find him. You just gotta keep him away. Well, you gotta keep him away from the other ones.
I don't get the logic, but we're not gonna talk about it right now.
Turn out.
I understand what you're saying. I still don't understand the logic, and we're not going to talk about it right now. I'm talking to you.
Okay, you better go with this video so I can go.
That's what I'm trying to do, sis. I'm trying to proceed.
Proceed.
Thank you.
And you don't need to watch your throat now. Come on now.
You wearing me out today.
You wearing me out.
Now, I'm trying to proceed. And then you telling me to proceed while I'm trying to proceed. Now she mad.
I'm reading about Janet Jackson.
Oh, what's she doing?
Proceed. I got church.
We're gonna fight.
Curl your hair. Church in an hour.
My hair curls itself. We're gonna fight this evening.
Church in an hour.
Let's slide on over to. Okay, so another thing, just before I even get there, because this popped in my mind. Why, when Jeffrey was upstairs talking to Wyatt and the police officers was downstairs arresting Candace, how come Justin's radio wasn't going off? You got this radio on your shoulder that's supposed to be telling you what's going on in your vicinity. You in the building, and we don't hear, black female being arrested, we coming upstairs, or then, we in the building. I don't know what police say on their radios, but it seems like we would hear some chatter. But anyway, Veronica visits Candace at the jail. Candace says, I'll help you if you let me walk. Veronica says, all right. Then we swoop over to swoop over to David and Erica. Don't care. They being all domestic. She got this bruise, this strange bruise on her cheek. And she had time to press her hair and put on her makeup but not cover up the bruise, and it's just annoying me. And then they want to go shopping and they want to go to dinner, and I just genuinely just didn't care. And that's when David told Jeffrey not to go to court. Let's see. So we get to the court. Veronica sees George. George is giving, you going down. Veronica says no.
That's what he's saying.
Veronica says, no, I'm not. George says, yes, you are. And it's just a lot of, I didn't care. And she's, George says, we all know that what is this girl's name? Candace did this.
Do we need to put a sticky note that says Candace on the dashboard?
With a picture, so I can know who I'm talking about. We know Candace did this, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And Veronica says, no, she didn't do this. But if you come on in here with me, we can find out. I tell you who did, because I already know. They slide on into the court. Judge is giving, Jessica Biel tease. And you know, she's like, Judge, the body, we not finna deal with this body. The judge said, how come? She said, because it changed hands. The house was owned by the bank at this point in time. You can't, because the body, blah. She said, all right, the body's out. And then she says, well, since we ain't got no body, let's go ahead and not have a case. The judge said, all right, that sounds logical, cool. Veronica was through. She was packing up, she was closing her briefcase and her book bags and things. She turned around, and who did she see? Who did she see?
Her boy.
And who else?
Her boy's boy.
Right. So it just didn't make sense to me.
Who is the judge's husband?
Who is the judge's husband? We've already told, I told him, you told him, his daddy told him, don't go down to the courthouse. She was packing up, getting ready to leave. Turns around, sees not only her son, but her son and this white nigga that she done told to stay away from her son. I just couldn't be bothered. So she turns back around and says, Judge, we have a confession. My son told me that he murdered Quincy Maxwell, blah, 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 blah. Speaking of, where's Quita? She robbed Wyatt, and then what? Where'd she go?
They ain't got no lines for her right now.
They don't have to, she ain't got to speak. We can just see her run down the street or something, be like, oh, that's Quita.
But you know, Quita got to talk. And that's very broken up Atlanta.
Jesus. And they supposed to be in Savannah, so what are you doing?
Because I don't remember Savannah talking like that.
They don't.
I can't remember it.
Anyway, back to this.
Everybody in Atlanta don't talk like that either.
They don't. I mean, T.I. and Tiny do, but the rest of the girl, or excuse me, T.I. and Tiny. That's like, girl, please. Anyway, we got a confession. My son said he did this. He in the back of the courtroom. Arrest him. George is like, girl, what's tea? He's giving, you know, she's giving, do you want the case or not? He did it, his car keys, blah. They like, arrest him. They arrest him, and Jeffrey's giving, Mom. Calling your mama for now. I can't be bothered. So he's giving a good old mom. And Veronica is getting ready to walk out. Then she see Justin.
But then, that's unrealistic too. He killed him. He said he killed him. Isn't that like hearsay?
It seems like it would be hearsay. It seems strange for you to turn in your son, and it seems strange for you to be your son's lawyer. But all of that is Tyler Perry, you know, foolery. Another thing that was strange is that while we are in the middle of a proceeding, Justin and Jeffrey bust in the back of the service like God is trying to tell you something. You can't just walk into a courtroom after it started. You can't.
They look like they had them doors where you open on the side, like at the convention center.
Either way, you can't just walk into a court proceeding while it's going on.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
I ain't been in that much court.
You can't.
But I have been in. But I know to get
when
there
it's a
on
closed
time.
proceeding like this,
Well,
you're not going to be able.
I guess not.
When your cousin, you know, is in traffic court or something, you going.
But you can go over to the courthouse and sit in on some trial.
Yes, but after.
But they ain't gonna let you say nothing or nothing.
After it's proceeded, the proceedings have started and all of that, you're not going to be, and especially if it's a murder trial like this, you're not going to be able to just walk in. Like, see, Daddy, sinners have souls too. You're just not going to be able to give them that. But anyway, because I can't be bothered. So, Veronica turns around and sees Justin standing there looking all upset. Now, what was confusing to me is Veronica turned back around to the judge and said, hey, sis, you might want to recuse yourself. She said, why, sis? What you mean? Veronica takes the remote, clicks on the TV, and it's just queued up with this video, and it's just like,
why?
why is it on the TV all of a sudden?
Why don't you have to bring up your phone and your iPad like everybody else? Why is it
on the TV? I guess she had a contingency. She had it burned to a DVD or something, but I just can't bother. And then it was strange that while the video was playing, there was conversation from other instances overlapping the video. I'm like, what is going on here? This is strange. But anyway, so then, you know, the judge calls for recess, and Justin standing back there looking all upset. And it's like, sis, she told you she would. Anyway, what I would do, and Tyler, sis, I hope you're watching, I'm gonna need you to have Jeffrey blame this on Justin. Because Justin did cover up pieces of the murder. He may have a little piece of DNA over there. Just go ahead and say that Justin did it, and let's move on. That's what I'd like. Anyway, they called Veronica. I forgot to tell y'all, Melissa was at the house. She grabbed a hanger. We knew what that was about.
Yeah, she said she couldn't get rid of it.
She couldn't be bothered to go down to Macy Gray and for colored girls and get it done the non-professional, professional way. She had to do it at the house. So Veronica gets a call, and it's, you know, hey sis, and why is Veronica Melissa's contact anyway? Why not Jeffrey? Why not Doris?
Anybody.
Somebody else. But anyway, they say come on down, pick up. She swings on down, picks up in her car, and they driving. And she said, I wouldn't let you drive my car because you've been too bloody lately. I said, I feel you on that one, sis, because, you know, the interior is important. They driving, and somebody comes and starts ramming the back of the vehicle. And it's like, I knew who it was. Did you know who it was?
I had an idea.
So for Veronica to look in her rearview mirror and say, who is that? Who do you think it is, sis? I mean, I know lots and lots of people hate you, but who do you think it is? And speaking of, let me swing all the way back to the first scene. Go into how Hannah was Candace, Jesus. I feel like my grandmama, just calling out names. You know who you are. Candace goes into, you know, I can't wait till you die, spit on your grave, blah, blah, blah. And Hannah was like, that's going to be your funeral. You just predicted your funeral. And instead of just one person standing over your grave and spitting, it's going to be all those people. And I'm just like,
they're going to be dead. That's all right. We lost war this week.
Why you going to say that to your daughter, though? Like, I just don't understand the hate there. I'm going to need details. But anyway.
It's not enough of a backstory.
It's not enough. And then Hannah says, look at yourself. And I said, she's looking at herself right now by looking at you. Just awful, hateful, and terrible. But sickening. It's gorgeous. Just purely beautiful. Anyway, back to this. Justin's back there ramming the car. Melissa's cackling. I'm cackling. We're just having a great time. And, you know, Melissa grabs the wheel, spins it, car flips. Justin rides by looking like, what a shame. Keeps going. What I don't understand is why he was in his police uniform. You had time to get out the squad car, but
he don't have no more clothes. He ain't never been in no other clothes. He don't have none.
But if you're committing crimes, you need to go ahead and not be in your police uniform. It just didn't make sense to me.
Wife got all the money. He couldn't get a t-shirt at the gas station. He ain't got no more
He could
clothes.
borrow Jeffrey's outfit or something.
Jeffrey didn't want to. It was his good sweater.
He has a lot of good sweaters. The point is, you had time to go and get this old raggedy pickup truck, but you didn't have time to at least take off the top, because you know under the police like shirt there's an undershirt, a plain white undershirt.
Wife beater.
Not even a wife beater. Sometimes it's a t-shirt. But like, sis, in your police uniform. Anyway, they flipped, car turns over, they gave us angles and all sorts of things like that. And that was that. I'm really hoping Veronica's dead. I'm almost certain she's not. I don't want Melissa to be dead. I really want
what I want. Take her out of this hell she lives in. Her character is not happy.
I want what I wanted when I first saw Melissa. When I first saw Melissa, I said, oh, this is just a little Candace Jr. I want Candace to take Melissa under her wing and teach her how to be legendary. That's all I want. Anyway, that was an hour of this. A literal hour. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things the YouTubers say. We're gonna go
to church.
You're gonna get me something to eat and then I'm gonna go home. I got to clean the tub.
Before church.
Probably before church. Anyway, all of that. Sorry this was so long, sis. It was the journey.
I'm sleepy.
I've been sleepy. I feel like I'm dying. But yeah, all that blah blah blah. Bye. I already did that. You missed it. Description box. Blah. Bye.